Hello and welcome back to FM21. It's a new year and time to start something just a little bit different. You've probably already worked out what it is based on the title and the thumbnail, but just for a bit of fun I thought we'd see what we can do as manager of Kazakhstan, and who better to lead the Kazakhstan men's national team than Borat Sagdiyev, of course, from movie fame. Very nice. Now I want to give a shout out to Reddit user Wardman335, who has inspired this save with his post on Reddit of his own Borat football manager. Our Borat looks a little bit different to his. I tried scanning an actual photo of Borat in, which is why he has that really creepy smile going on his bottom lip. But I think he's recognisable enough, so we'll leave it as it is. Now, I've not really done a national save like this before. I think I've only ever managed England as a standalone save, so this will be very interesting. But let's dive in and see what we have to work with. So, I've taken a look at the players we have available to us, and this is the squad that we've come up with. And to be completely honest, I've only ever heard of one of these players before, Alexander Merkel, who was on loan at Watford briefly, and that is the only reason I know about him whatsoever. None of the others I've ever heard of, and I think I'm going to have to go through and give these guys nicknames, because I have no idea how to pronounce most of these names and I don't want to offend anyone. I think Borat's done enough for Kazakhstan as it is. So I've picked this first team based on my favoured 4-2-3-1 formation. May not be the best fit for this team, it's probably too attacking as well, as that's how I like to play, but we'll see how it goes. It's best to stick with what you know just to start with. So we'll take a look at our first team today just quickly, starting with the goalkeeper, Stas Pokatilov. Or Poker, that would do, I think. Out of the goalkeepers that we have in the squad, he is the best that we have available. He's not amazing, but pretty solid anyway. Currently playing for Qairat Almaty in Kazakhstan. Apparently 82 appearances and no goals conceded. Well, that's pretty good. Something tells me that that's not quite true. But never mind, he is our first choice. And it looks like a move to CSKA Moscow is on the cards, that'll be good. And on to the team's star player, our first choice right back at only 21 years old, Aybek Zumabev. Or Zuma, as he was now known. Yeah, it looks like a really good player, this. The best player in the team from what I've seen. Starting right back. Possibly a wing back as well if we wanted to utilise a different formation. He is currently playing in Kazakhstan, but loads of interest from the Spanish First Division here. As well as CSKA Moscow again, and Shenhua in China. Looks like a big move could be on the cards here. That would be excellent. A really good all-round player by the look of it. I've got high hopes for him. And here's the first of our two defenders. Nurali Alip, only 20 years old, only had one cap. But looks like a good prospect, I think. Hoping that his mental stats will improve over time, but he's got the basics down. Again, playing in Kazakhstan, 35 appearances for club at age 20 is not bad. I expect him to become a mainstay in this team over the next few years. And here's his defensive partner, Abel Abikan, 24 years old, 4 caps, playing for the same team as Alip, so hopefully they've got good chemistry working alongside each other. Yeah, slightly more rounded defender, a little bit worried about that jumping reach, but his heading is good, his marking is good, his tackling is good. Those are the key physical stats. Positioning, decisions, all decent as well. And at leadership 14, could well be this team captain. I've not looked at that yet, we've still got to decide who that's going to be. And here's our starting left back, who's actually a right back. Oh blimey, I don't even know how to go about pronouncing that one. Gafurzan Simbaev, or Simba as he's now going to be known. He's the best left back that we have available to us. His defensive stats are pretty good, his attacking, not so much. Crossing and dribbling aren't the best, concentration isn't that great either, so perhaps more a defensive wing back is the idea. Again, plays for Qairat, so do most of the defence so far, so hopefully some good chemistry there, but we'll just have to wait and see. 29 years old and 34 caps, he's the most experienced player we've looked at so far. And the first of our central midfielders, Georgy Zhukov, 15 caps already for Kazakhstan at 25 years old. Currently playing for Wisla Krakow in Poland. We've put him in the team as a Mazala. Looks a decent choice. Not the best player in the world, but we are a little light on central midfielders. And he's going to be alongside Alexander Merkel. I mentioned him earlier. As we can see here, he played 11 games for Watford and only scored 1 goal. We did have big hopes for him. Didn't really work out. I believe he is a former wonder kid. A sought-after product at AC Milan. Played about 7 games for them before moving to Genoa. Looks like he has just completed a move to Al Faisali in Saudi Arabia. Be interesting to see how he does for them there. But a much better midfielder, I believe. Only 3 caps for Kazakhstan. I believe he was actually eligible for Italy and Germany as well. He was probably leaving his options open as a former wonder kid, but things just haven't worked out for him. However, I can see him being really important for this Kazakhstan team. And our first choice left winger is Bakhtiar Zainatdinov, or Nutty for short. That will do, I'm sure. Yeah, really good choices on the left wing. Good crossing and dribbling stats, off the ball, passing, basically all the proper winger stats he's looking comfortable with. It looks like he has good stats to be an inverted winger if we wanted him to, but apparently he's not all that comfortable in this role. Better suited to being a winger, but we'll give it a go, maybe he'll adapt to it. It's just unfortunate that we don't get much say over his position training and so on. Looks like he's just completed a move to CSKA Moscow as well. They seem to be showing an interest in a few of our lads now. Be interesting to see if he gets much game time, as he's only made 27 appearances in 3 years at Rostov. On the right wing we've got Abatain Betov, again plays for Borat in Kazakhstan along with lots of the national team. A decent choice for a winger, good dribbling, good passing, good off the ball, reasonable pace as well. He could be an important player for the team, but we do have quite a lot of options at right wing, so we'll see how he gets on. And here's our central attacking midfielder, Bayrzan Islam Khan, or the Khan as we'll call him. Again, these stats are not too bad for the position, decent all round really, could maybe do with a bit more flair but not the end of the world. Looks like he's just moved away from Borat in Kazakhstan over to Al Ain in the UAE. Again, another pretty experienced player here. 27 years old and 37 caps with 3 goals for Kazakhstan. I expect that he'll keep his place for the next few years at least. And our starting forward is Timur Dozmagambetov, or Dosma as he shall henceforth be known. Yeah, an interesting choice this, because it looks like he's usually utilised on sort of the left or right of midfield. But I took one look at his stats and was like, yeah, this could be a really good forward player here. Looks like he's most suited to a false 9 kind of role. Really good finishing, first touch and dribbling stats, with good decisions and off the ball as well, all very important. I don't think I've ever used a false 9 alongside an attacking midfielder before, so this should be interesting. But we'll give it a go, why not? 31 years old, only 5 caps, which is a bit surprising. but I suppose he's never been utilised as a forward before. Currently at Ordubasi, another Kazakh club, but yeah, should be an interesting choice, and if it doesn't work, we do have some other forwards in the squad as well, who I'm sure will get their introduction over time. So there we are, that's our ideal starting 11 for the moment. Plenty of other players that we can introduce you to over time, and we'll give them some nicknames when we get there as well, because those are some long surnames. So there don't seem to be a whole lot of good choices in the national pool, unsurprisingly. A lot of them seem to be wingers, which we don't really need. A couple of fullbacks as well, before we start getting to the 2.5-star players. We've got some lads with some good potential, which is nice, and we'll certainly give them some time in the squad as well. We need to build for the future and just try and do our bit to improve these players as much as we can. We could probably do with reinforcing our staff a little bit more as well. We have an assistant manager, Michael Hipp. Looks okay, we'll just have to see if we can get anyone better in, but maybe a good coach, if not a proper disciplinarian and motivator. I like that a lot. So low expectations for us. They expect that we'll just fight bravely against relegation from the European League Division C this season. We're in a group with Albania, Belarus and Lithuania. We are currently ranked joint 117th in the world alongside New Zealand. Lithuania are actually 132nd, so we're ahead of them at least. Albania, they're at 67th. And Belarus has sat there at 88th. So a tough ask really, but we'll do what we can. So we have 39 days until our next game against Belarus. I'm going to cut it off here and whiz over to that game. Catch you in a bit.
1 hour later.
So here we are, we're finally here. Borat is set to make his managerial debut when Kazakhstan take on Belarus. Thankfully our squad has come through unscathed, but we've got a couple of updates just before we run into that game. Our star player Zuma has got his move. He's gone to Zenit St. Petersburg in Russia. The fee was 1.3 million, but as you can see, his value here has soared to 6.5 million, making him by far our most valuable player. I've got quite high hopes for this guy. I mean, he looks really decent. I've never heard of him before, but perhaps one for you guys to have a look at on your own save. He should be available pretty cheap. Worth a punt looking at these stats. I didn't realise this, but he's actually never played for Kazakhstan, so this will be his debut in the game. And as we can see down at the career stats, he actually scored a goal on his debut for Zenit St. Petersburg, which is great because I was a bit concerned whether he'd play it or not. But he's come on as a sub and scored a goal and got a rating of 7.4. So well done Zuma, and hopefully we'll see more of that. And the other thing worth mentioning is that Kazakhstan have a new captain. Abiken, the defender, is the man for the job. He's not got the best stats for it in the world, but 14 leadership put him in pole position as a man that's likely to start a lot of our games. Again, this may change within time, but he's certainly happy about it at the moment, so we'll see how he gets on. Time for the press conference. There's actually 4 journalists here at this one. At our first press conference, only one person bothered to turn up. You'd think more people would be interested in Borat stepping into football management, but there we go. But enough of that, it's time for the main game now. And here we are with our lineup in a rather conventional 4-2-3-1. I've actually told them to go for it a little bit more. We're playing with a positive mentality. With the players that we have available to us, I'm actually pretty pleased with this lineup. As I've said, we do have some good options on the bench as well. We've not introduced you to them yet, but we'll get there. We'll have plenty of time to do that. Looking to utilise the two promising wingers that we have as our main attacking outlet. I'm hoping to see Dosma and the Khan working closely together as well. And it'll be great if the Starman Zuma can get involved in the attacks too. Obviously not a whole lot of tactical familiarity yet, but we'll get there. Right, let's go. So here's the Belarus lineup. I know nothing about them whatsoever, so I'll take a look in game and see what kind of formation they're playing. I don't recognise any of those names, but I'm quite interested in their number 16 there. Yeah, interesting. Anyway, let's go. And out onto the pitch. Belarus with the kick-off. But 10 minutes in and we're dominating the possession. That's nice. Nice to see. Hopefully we'll do something with it at least. And we've got a throw. Simba on the left, but headed clear. And Ebong's going to get there first. Come on lads, get in position. Oh, he's too fast. We're not going to get there. Come on, cut across. Oh, and he's got... Oh, that was close. Ball through to Bakar, but just wide. And we're on the ball now. It's Alep at the back. Long ball forwards to Dosma. Headed clear to Simba. Up to Nutty. And Nutty through to Dosma. Go on, Dosma, have the shot. Oh, and that's blocked, but it's a corner. And now Belarus have a throw in. Savitsky back to Ebong, who seems to have been everywhere tonight so far. A good ball across to Putsila, over to Dragon. And Polyakov now with lots of space. Come on Simba, get back in position. Ball back, nice passing move. Ball cleared, thankfully to Dosma. A long ball forward, headed clear by Alep. And Zukov launches the ball forward. I don't know who we thought that was going to get to, but never mind. Up to Putsila in midfield. Bringing the ball forward. And the Khan comes in with a sliding tackle. A bit risky on a yellow card. But picked up anyway. Putsila now. Lots of space for Polyakov. Ball in. Headed. Oh, and just over. And we're at half time. Dominating the possession, but just not able to get any shots underway. We're not going to win games like that. So far, a very average performance from our players. Abiken with a 7.1, our best player. The Khan on 6.4, not great. I'm happy with our possessional play. It's just we haven't been able to do anything with the ball. Let's see if we can get them going for the second half. And it's our kickoff now. Dosma back to Merkel. Merkel across to Simba. Over to Nutty. He's not really been able to get into the game so far, but a good player is Nutty. Go on, take your man on. Oh, and he's got round one. Facing up to the second. Cross blocked, and that's a corner. 3 shots, but none on target isn't good enough, really, is it? So it's just not working for us up front. I've made a couple of changes. We've moved Alexander Merkel into that attacking midfielder role, and we've put on Vladislav Vasiljev for the Khan, one we haven't given a nickname to yet, but we'll find something. And Dosma up front really wasn't getting into the game either. So on comes Sergei Kiznichenko, another one we need a nickname for, who is Kazakhstan's striker with the best record at the moment. Still, that's not really saying much. They obviously don't score that many goals, but he's quite well suited to that deep line forward role that I like to use, so let's see how he does here. And Polyakov with a free kick from deep, passes it short, up to Brezan, and Zukov nicks in. Wins the ball, out to Nutty, back to Zukov, playing it safe, and it's up to Simba on the left, a lovely ball through to Kiznichenko, a lovely ball over to Embertov, and a shot, oh, and it's smashed against the crossbar. Oh, and they're able to scramble it away. It's nice to see our subs making an impact immediately. That's our first decent attack of the game. Hopefully we'll see a bit more of that. Simba, the left back, seems to be having a bit of a hard time, plus he's been booked. I don't want to risk going down to 10 men, so on comes Dmitry Shomko, who is a natural left back at least, and could well make this position his own, so hopefully he's going to make an impact here. Just giving the team some praise. They don't seem all that interested, but as we know, Borat is new to football management, so his stats are not great. We're definitely going to have to earn these players' respect in time. 5 minutes to go, it's now or never. Come on lads, let's go attacking. Up to Vasiljev, over to Zukov. And a lovely ball out to Zuma on the right. Hopefully he's able to keep that in. There he is. Come on, pick across. Back to Zukov. And we've still got the ball. No, it's cleared away by Belarus. But back to Merkel. Vasiljev. And it's through to Aimbatov. Aimbatov with the shot. Oh, that's just wide. Oh, that was close. I think that was deflected for a corner, but again, another really promising move. We have another throw. It's Zuma over to Aimbatov. He's beat his man again. He's had a really good game. They square it across, tap in, yes! And Nutty gets the goal. Oh, fantastic. I thought we were just going to be a bore draw that, but looks like we've snatched it with a minute to go. Zuma with the throw over to Aimbatov. Aimbatov beats his man again and squares it across. I thought we'd missed it, but Nutty was there and taps it in past the keeper. What scenes? Right, time to sit back, lads, and soak up that pressure. 5 minutes added time. It's going through. Come on. And Shomko with the throw in. Over to Merkel. And it's cleared away. And it's the whistle. Yes! And Borat is off to a winning start as Kazakhstan manager. God, I'm so delighted with that. I just didn't think it was going to be our day. There weren't all that many highlights, but in the end, a really encouraging performance. 62% possession, 90% passes completed, 8 shots, only 2 on target, which is a bit concerning, but we got the all-important goal, and that's what matters at the end of the day. Well, just brilliant. I really didn't think this Kazakhstan team would take to our formations very well. I thought it was going to have to adapt things quite a lot, and we still might have to, but we're off to a flying start. Brilliant stuff. Well, there we go. A winning start to the European International League Division C tournament. We're sat in second behind Albania. It looks like they beat Lithuania 2-0, but all in all, a really good start for Borat. I'm very happy with that. So the plan now is to play through a couple of these other games off screen. Hopefully we're still in with a shout and I'll be able to show the Albania and Lithuania games to secure our qualification, but we'll see how it goes. If we get to the point where it's make or break for the tournament, then I'll jump back in and that will feature in episode 2. But it certainly looks like this could be an interesting save. Maybe we'll be able to keep this going for a reasonable amount of time. I certainly want to see how we can develop over the next few years and only focus on the major tournaments. But I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please leave a like, please subscribe to the channel. You may be interested in the other saves that we've got going on at the moment. Our main save at the moment is with Watford FC. Obviously they were relegated from the Premier League, so we're playing in the Championship, and we of course want to get promoted at the first time of asking and take them well beyond into the Premier League and into Europe. So if you've enjoyed this, please do check that out. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.